You know, people may think that they can do something better than you or want what you got, but what God got for you is for you, and can't nobody take it away from you, because God give us all skills and give us special, special things that no one else has. Like they can do the same thing you have, but they may not have your personality to go with it. I'm kind of thinking, I want to kind of talk about this friend I had. And I told you, I don't know what this might turn into. It might turn into a story time. But I don't know. I've been thinking about it for about 2 days. I don't know why. It's just been on my mind. I had this friend. I must say friend because, like a lot of people call people friend, and they really don't know the meaning of friend. And, they really don't know. But I'm going to say friend because at the time, I felt like she was my friend. And now, this took place. I was very much a grown woman. First, let me say this. I'm going to start from the very end, and then I'm going to go in. That might be better that way. Child, I had a friend. She was so shysty. I did not think she could ever, do me the way she did, because she was so Christianity. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. I always say this saying, don't lose your Christianity trying to keep up with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like that quote is so real. People will lose their Christianity trying to keep up with somebody, wanting what somebody got, trying to have what somebody got, being jealous of another person. They will lose their Christianity. And I always say that quote. I was just like, girl, don't lose your Christianity trying to have what somebody else have. Oh my God. Like if you got your own thing going on, the best thing you can do is be the best you, be the best thing that you're good at. But trying to tamper with the waters and get involved with what somebody else have just because you think you can do better, or you think that you're better, or you think that society accept you more, girl, bye. This was the type of friend that I had. And oh my God, when it happened, when she got shysty, she got down and grimy, okay? When our drama went down, when it hit the fan, I still was in complete and utterly shock, okay? Okay, I'll tell you, I ain't even gonna wait till the end to tell. I'm gonna tell you what she did. This was my friend, and she was able to steal. Well, she didn't even steal it. I can't even say the word steal, but I'm going to say steal. I'm going to say steal because I felt like she stole it. She stole it from me. She was able to steal my retail store. I'm going to say one of them because at the time I was running 3 small areas. I had a shop in the Eastern Shore. I had I had a shop in the Eastern Shore, and then it wasn't a shop, but it was like every weekend I would go to a certain place and I would just set up in the same place and rent the same table. Sometimes I would pay ahead so I can have the same tables where I laid all my stuff out and I sold it. So I kind of called it was outside, but I kind of called it my shop because it was my thing, you know. And then I had another setup where I would go, and this wasn't my shop, you guys. Set up in front of, like, it was across the street from a IHOP in Chesapeake, and I was set up in this empty field. I would have my table and everything out there, and people would always remember that I was out there at a certain time and date, and they would come buy something from me if they needed it or wanted to order something for somebody. So I only had one official building at the time, which was in the Eastern Shore, and then the other two was like, one was like a flea market, and the other one where I just sat up outside. I'm gonna just say like yard sale-ish. I'm gonna say that. I don't even know if yard sale-ish is a word. Yard elish? I don't know. But anyway, that's what I did. I hustled, okay? So yeah. And I really don't remember like the time frame, but I'm gonna say, let's see. I'm gonna go by my daughter's age, my youngest baby age. She was about, let's say 10. Yeah, so I was around 33. Maybe around 33, I don't remember. But yeah, it was around that time. Yeah, girl stole my little retail shop, my pride and joy right from underneath me. Oh my God. Okay, so now you know that much. Let me tell you how she did it. Oh my God, I was so stupid. I'm not gonna say yeah, I'm gonna say it. I was stupid at the time. Oh my God, I was so stupid because I was one of those people that I really didn't have like a handful of friends. So when the opportunity came that there was someone that I could make friends with, I went in 100% like I just like take my whole heart out my chest and I was like, here, you got my heart, we're friends. So, oh my God, I was at 33, just dumbfounded, okay? Oh my God, okay. And I'm gonna just say that because if I knew what I know now, oh, what she did would not have went down. It would not have went down because I'm gonna tell you something. People get it twisted. I'm a really, really naturally sweet, kind person. Something's going on with you, and I say something to you. I give you kind words, and you don't respond back to me. You don't say thank you. You don't return my calls back. You don't text me back. I'm not one of those people like I was when I was younger, where I would be like, oh my God, they didn't respond. They didn't call me back. Should I contact them? Should I let them know that I was waiting on their call back? I was waiting for them to respond. See, a lot of times it's kind of blowing you off. And you need to know that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, most people really don't want nothing to do with you unless they can benefit off of you. And if they can't benefit off of you, or they feel like you ain't nobody, or you ain't going nowhere, or things are not looking good for you, they kind of like shut you down. You know, so you got to remember that. So I'm the type of person, I take key. I'm that type of person now. I pay attention. I pay attention. If I give you a compliment or I wish you well and I don't get a thank you back, I know right away that I'm being blown off, or they don't want nothing to do with me. They don't want to be bothered. Most of the time, people don't like you. They tolerate you, especially if it's something that they need from you. They'll tolerate you. But if they don't need you and you can't do nothing for them, you can't uplift them, you can't make them get further, they're not even going to say, oh my God, thank you, girl, I appreciate it. They're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. Just want to get kiki. Okay. Okay. So, anyway, so at the time, I'm going to tell you how I met her. I got tired of grinding because one day I went to the flea market and it poured down raining. And I really had worked all so hard for the whole week, hoping that I sold some things because I needed money. I needed money. I was a single mom of 3 beautiful children and I needed money. And it poured down raining and I didn't make no money. So Spirit Girl, on the way home, one day from it raining, there was a building. It was so cute. It was so freaking cute. And the building was big. It had like a house attached to it, which was upstairs. And then it had a bottom store, like a retail store, like it was a family-owned house. They had a retail store at the bottom. And whatever happened, the house, I don't know, it was empty. So I decided to call the number. And I left a message. And I didn't get a response back. But I drove home. And I had a long way to go. Because I lived in Chesapeake, Virginia. And my tail was all the way down in the Eastern Shore. You're talking about a good 100 miles, 150 miles away from where I lived at. In the Eastern Shore, as much as I can, hustling, trying to make some money. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use... I've been wanting to use this because I haven't used it in a while. This is by MAC. I think it's called Cinderella. It's so freaking pretty. Yeah, I'm going to use this color today. I usually don't like to use dark colors because I look better in light colors. I'm feeling it today, so I'm going to use it. I'm feeling it, honey. So, I'm going to try to build it up. And then I got this dark color right here inside of the Kat Von D. So, I may mess with that a little bit too. So, a couple of days later, the lady calls me back and she asked me, well, what was I going to use the building for? And I told her that what I did was I did like silk flowers at the time. I added like little creativity stuff to it for home decor. You know, because at the time, even though I was a florist, I was not a florist. I wasn't even a florist. I wasn't even a florist yet in home decorations, you know, at the time. So, and I had a connection where I would buy all of my decorations and stuff, and I would make beautiful table arrangements and home decor and stuff for the bathroom, stuff for the bedroom. Like I was very creative when it came to beautiful things and working with, you know, the flower type look, silk flowers, artificial flowers, and things of that nature. This is so pretty. So she told me that she was renting out the whole place. And she told me what the price was. And I told her, I said, oh, shoot, I won't be able to afford the whole place. How much the retail store would be by itself. And she told me that she wasn't really willing to rent the retail store separate from the place. She wanted somebody to live in the house. Plus, she wanted to make money from rental and the retail store. So I understood that. So I was kind of sad that I was not able to get the place. Now I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. A whole month had went past. And the place was empty. It was very, very, very empty. So I decided to take a chance and call her again. And I said, hey, I noticed that you haven't rented out the place and it's very, very empty. And she said, yes, I have not been able to rent it. She said, so why don't we set up an appointment for you to come see the place? I'll show you the whole place. So if you decide you want the house part one day, you can rent the whole place. So I was like, okay, I was excited. The next time I had to go down there to make a hustle, I made an appointment to go see her, go see the house. And I absolutely loved the whole place. Like, it was like a dream come true. Like, it would have been amazing if I could have afforded to move me and my children in the whole place, plus have the retail store downstairs off of a major highway. You know, I would have loved that. Oh my God. But I still couldn't do that. So she made a deal with me to pay a certain amount for the retail store, but she still would have to rent the place out. So that means that people were going to have but they had a separate entrance from the retail store. So I really didn't have nothing to worry about as far as the people moving in the house. I would just be downstairs and people would be living upstairs. That had nothing to do with me because the retail store is in front of the highway and the house was on a residential street in the front. So I could see them if they came down the main highway and made a right turn, but if they came from a different way, I would have never seen them come home or leave. So I wasn't too worried about that. I got the retail store. I had more room than I needed. Oh my God, I had a huge workroom, a very, very huge workroom. I finally had a glue table where I can really glue stuff. I had like 6, 7 glue pots, and my kids had like a big room that they could play in, sleep in. So when I was really busy, they would not disturb the store. So it was just freaking awesome. When I say awesome, it was freaking awesome. So I moved my stuff in, and she told me that I needed to, go get my business license. This was my very first store. So I just thought that you pay the rent to whoever you owe the rent to. And, that was it. I didn't know that you had to have a license. I didn't know nothing about owning no business whatsoever, like a real business. I had no knowledge of it. So one day, I decided before I go in and start doing any more cleaning or anything, I'm going to go down to the city and go get my license. And the person who helped me, guess what? It was Sheila. And I'm not going to use her last name. I'm just going to use her first name, Sheila. Sheila helped me with getting set up with my license and telling me where I needed to go next, and what I need to do next. Like, she was so freaking helpful. She was Let me explain. Let me describe Sheila, okay? I'm going to describe her for y'all, okay? She was about, I would say, she was dark skinned. And I don't really want to say she was lighter than me, but she had a different type of brown than I have. It was more, very, very like more of a milk deep chocolate. It wasn't chocolate, but it was like a milk deep chocolate. And you know how I used to go to church back in the day, and your mom sent you to church with the mushroom all the way around your head, like the mushroom, remember the mushroom hairstyle? So she basically wore that type of hairstyle. She was a very thin woman. She probably didn't even weigh no more than 110 pounds. And at the time, I remember her always having her makeup nice. She dressed very, very professional. You can tell she worked in a office type setting. She always had her nails done. She was I'm going to say Sheila was elegant to me. She was a very elegant type woman. She talked type slow. Like, she didn't talk fast. She talked very professional, and she just had like a really soft voice, and she kind of talked slow. So it was like, it wasn't like, hey, hi, I'm Sheila. It was like, hello, how you doing? I'm Sheila. You know, like that. So she started asking me questions, and she kind of seemed proud of me that I was opening up a store. She felt like I was young. And that's another thing. Sheila was around, I'm going to say about 48 years old. I don't know why my friends always seem to be like older than I was. But yeah, she was about 48 years old. She was married, and she had like teen to grown children at the time. And she lived in the Eastern Shore, and she had a house out there with her husband and her children. You know, I saw her that one time, and one day I opened up my store. I was setting up, and oh my God, a Saturday. Sheila shows up at the store, and she was like, how about if I help you out a little bit? I said, what do you mean? She says, you know, clean up whatever you need, help you so you can try to get open. I was just like, what? She's like, yeah, I have nothing to do. I live in town. She said, and then after you finish cleaning up or something, we can go get something to eat. So I was like, oh my God, yeah. So we in the store, we like talking, we becoming acquainted, we laughing. She telling me about her family. I'm telling her about some of my situations. So yeah, we started becoming like friends. I felt like she was my real friend. Like, she was so sweet. And then the next time I saw her, she invited me to dinner, me and my children to dinner to her house to be around her family. So I was like, yeah, she's my friend. This is my friend, you know? You know, so when one day I was at her house with my kids, you know, having dinner and everything, and I got to meet her husband, and like we were like really becoming friends. It was just really, really nice to finally meet someone that I could really call a friend, because I haven't really had good luck, you know, with friends in my life. But for some reason, I didn't think of like childish stuff. I just felt like we were grown women. We both had children. And, you know, I finally met someone that I could actually really call a friend. I'm using the NYX glitter concealer, glitter primer actually. So one day, I had, when I opened my store, even though I had a grand opening, I didn't really get many customers. I just kind of got people that kind of came in being kind of nosy, just kind of looking around. Nobody really buying nothing. People asking me questions. I felt like it was more like people were trying to get to know me type of deal. You ever been in a city where people kind of get to know each other, then they kind of support each other? It was like that feel. Something I wasn't used to, but the people were really, really kind to me. And but I didn't really make no money. So what I decided to do, I'm gonna use this glitter that it looked like a unicorn to me. It's got a multicolor, almost silver, pinkish, and then I'm gonna use the silver together. I'm gonna mix it now, like a pink. Put my stuff outside on a table. Instead of going to a flea market, I made my own flea market. Okay, I've kind of made like a yard sale thing out of it. Like just put stuff in front of the store, stuff that I can put a sale on, just to at least be able to get like gas money, the rent money for the store. I put it outside, and Sheila showed up. And when she showed up, she said she would work one end and I worked the other end. You know what I'm saying? Helping me out at the store. I was so surprised. And she told everybody at her job that I had stuff out there and that I was selling stuff, like to come down and support me. So I was just like, wow. I felt like, wow, this is nice. I finally met a real friend. That's how I felt. And she helped me out. She worked all day. She didn't give up on me. She didn't quit. And by the end of the night, I made a decent amount. I offered her some money. She said she didn't want it. She said, "No, I'm really down here just to help you out." And I was just like so impressed by her. I really was. I was so grateful that I met her. I smiled all the way home. And then it got to the point where, like, I couldn't even wait to get down to my store just so I can see Sheila because I knew she was going to show up. That's how much, like, I started to care about her as a person. Like, I was so happy that I finally had a friend. Like, she had children like I did. And, you know, we related to a lot of things, even though she was married and I wasn't. And she loved hanging around me, laughing and talking. It was just really nice. So one day, she stopped by the store. She was with her husband. And she said that she just wanted her husband, you know, to come down to the shop and see how I had it set up. So her and her husband walked around the shop, and he didn't really say too much to me. You know, he just always seemed like, you know, like, yeah, Sheila met a friend, but, you know, so what? I'm not interested. He was like that type of person. So, you know, I didn't say too much to him or anything like that. He said, "Oh, you got a nice shop going here. It's nice, you know." So I said, "Thank you." And she's like, "Okay, girl, we're going to get on down the road. See you later." So I had been running my shop down there. I had been doing really, really good for almost a year. Almost a year. So me and Sheila became friends during that whole entire year. It was like a nice, nice year. And I started to see Sheila more Not like a friend anymore, but more now like a sister. It was really, really nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and work with my foundation. My favorite, that's almost gone. I've been trying to stretch it. I really have. Oh my God, it's starting to make noise. I hate when I run out my favorite foundation. Oh my God. It's not, well, it is my favorite now because I haven't found my exact color yet. I'm hoping that the next person that I meet is really into makeup like I am. I really am. I'm hoping that they can do makeup so good that they can just snatch my face. Like, you know, like, girl, come on over, let me do your makeup. That's what I want. I want a friend who can do makeup. Who's obsessed. I want a friend who's obsessed with makeup. So, but yeah. So, anyway, it's been almost a year since I known Sheila. And the whole year, she has been a really, really great friend to me. A really, really good friend. Like, I really cared about her. And I felt like she cared about me. So, one day, my landlord stopped by the store to let me know that my lease was going to be up in a couple of months. And let me tell you what she wanted to know. She wanted to know, was I still going to rent out the store? And she wasn't able to rent upstairs. Am I going to be able to rent upstairs now? Since I've been there for a year. And, you know, since the whole time I've been there, I never had to ask the landlord to help me out with the rent or to, like, you know, give me time to pay the rent. I literally made the money. Like, the area, the people supported my business. They were really good to me. They told people about me. Word of mouth got around. And, you know, other people did what I did, but I had a little, you know, I put myself into my work, so I had a little something there. I had some skills, girl. I had some skills, okay? That's, you know, people may think that they can do something better than you or want what you got, but what God got for you is for you, and can't nobody take it away from you, because God give us all skills and give us special, you know, special things that no one else has, you know. Like, they can do the same thing you have, but they may not have your personality to go with it. So, yeah. So, I was doing really, really well, and I was proud of myself. And the landlord was asking me, you know, do I think I would want to move down to the Eastern Shore and rent out the whole place instead of just the retail store? And I told her that I would need a couple of days to think about it to see how that was going to work out. But when I added up the numbers, it was better for me to stay where I was and to let my children continue going to school, finishing out school where they was. They got comfortable to their friends, and we got comfortable to our neighborhood. You know, I had associates that I was dealing with. I didn't have friends, but I was like in this all-women's group where we would meet up and like cook healthy dinners, because at the time I was on this healthy kick trying to lose weight and stuff like that. So I had a women's group where we would read books. We would have book night. We would have movie night. And we would bring all our kids together, but we would hang out. So, you know, even though they was not my friends, I was trying to fit into this group, you know. So I didn't want to like just break up, you know, what I had going on in my own life. I still wanted to keep the retail store, but I didn't want to up and move and rent the house part out. Whew, my stomach's starting to growl. Hold on. She told me she would give me a couple of days to think about it. And for some reason, I kind of knew that the rent would go up. Because that's what happened. Rents go up every year when there's a contract up. And I was prepared to let her know I'm definitely not going to rent the house. I called the landlord back and I told her that I wanted to sign a new lease, but I didn't want to rent the house out. So she said to me, she says, well, I'm going to come by there and talk to you in person. I was thinking to myself, okay, she's going to come by and talk to me in person. So she must going to be bringing the new lease. That's what I was thinking. It was a Caucasian woman. She was really friendly, really sweet. Like the whole time she was my landlord, if I had a problem, she fixed it. If I needed her, she was there. I can't even say nothing bad about this woman. This woman was a good person. Walk or prance through my store. She didn't complain about what I had outside. She always gave me compliments how beautiful the store was and that the neighborhood loved me. Like, she was a really, really sweet person. I had no problems with the landlord. So I thought when she came by and she was going to bring the lease that I was just going to sign another lease and, I'll be there another year. I'm going to tell you how much I like this store, you guys. Actually, I didn't like the store. I love the store. I try to do story time. I try to do story time where I don't attach myself to, I feel like so many years went past that I should not be emotional still, attached to the feelings. And I'm not even hurt no more. But it was my first store, you guys. It was my very first floor. It's my very first store. Let me wipe my tears and I'll be back. Okay, I think I got all the tears, okay? So hopefully that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to pull myself. Oh, this chair is driving me crazy. I'm gonna have to pull myself out of the story just a little bit because my heart is beating. I still feel the emotional attachment. So maybe after I finish talking about the story, that maybe it won't hurt as much. I think I suppress a lot of my feelings because, it seemed like it's not really a big a deal. It was just a retail store. It was just your first store. It's not really a big deal. But for me, it was everything. It was everything, okay? So, anyway, the landlord, I was telling y'all about the store, okay? It was so freaking cute. It sat at the corner. It was yellow with brown windows. The windows were wood on the outside, but they was the brown painted wood, chocolate brown wood frames. Big window. The window was I always loved a huge window. What do they call those big windows? Bay window? I think it's called a bay window. It was so big. And my store was about 2,000 square feet. And what's so crazy, I learned later on in life that by me starting out my first store being so big, that when it was time for me to rent other stores, I lived in Chesapeake, so the cost of living in Chesapeake was I think 5 times higher than the Eastern Shore. So what I got in the Eastern Shore, I could never get in Chesapeake because I would never have that kind of money. When I finally had that kind of money and I had a store with the same amount of space, I was paying $5,000 a month, and I was paying nothing, nowhere near that in the Eastern Shore for this particular store. So it was just everything. It was so pretty. It already had shelves built into the walls, and I was able to have displays for miles in the store, just mile long on the walls. And I was able to set up one area as if you was walking into a boutique with, like sofas and a couple of chairs and tables, and still have so much room to walk around. It was just absolutely gorgeous. And then the outside had a sidewalk, but then it had a whole lot of gravel where I could sit like tables out there and set up my own little hustle going on, and then still keep the store so pretty and professional when you walk inside. It was just so freaking cute. And then it had a yard where my kids can run and play and not have to worry about the customers or traffic. And then I had a very huge workroom and a nice bathroom. The bathroom was so pretty. I don't know who was the person who last rented the store before me, but the bathroom sink was painted, and it was painted so beautiful. Somebody took their time and they painted art into the bathroom sink, and it was like the green and blue colors of flowers, beautiful flowers painted into the bathroom sink. So it was just absolutely gorgeous. I really, really love the store. So I just wanted to explain to y'all, like let you know what type of attachment I had to the store. The landlord showed up, and she was really friendly. I was not under any suspicion whatsoever. And she said to me, I kind of have some good and some bad news. And she said, I'm going to give you the bad news first. I said, okay. She said, the bad news is I'm not going to be able to lease to you again. She said, you was a good tenant. You did good. I really liked you, but this is business. And I said, okay, why? Well, why not? And she said, well, the good news is I found a person that's going to rent the bottom floor plus rent the house. And my heart sunk. Like, I didn't even know what to say. And she said, but I tell you what, even though your lease is up in a couple of months, I'm going to give you 2 extra months to try to find you another location and get yourself together so you don't have to move out right away, and make things easier for you. And I know it was just business. And I told her, I said, well, can I just pay more rent? Can I just pay more rent for the store? And she said, no, because I already took in the offer. They already gave me a deposit. When I called you that day and I asked you what you was going to do, you told me you wasn't interested in upstairs, and I got an offer for upstairs and downstairs, and, I'm sorry. For some reason, it was pouring down raining. I normally leave before it gets dark, but I sat in my workroom. I let my children play. And I sat in my workroom, and I just kind of stared at the wall for a long time. Before I know it, it was dark. It was so dark outside, and I had so far to go to get home. So I was kind of like distraught and hurt, like that I was losing the place. Finally got to a point where I was bringing in an income for me and my children. And I didn't want to give it up. Like, I got used to being there. So when she told me that, it was just the worst thing ever. So that night I left and I drove. I was on my way home and I decided to stop by Sheila house. It was weird because normally when I go to her house, she come running to the door like she's really happy to see me. But this particular time, she took a long time coming to the door. So I called her and my stomach growled. Hold on. So I called her to let her know that I was outside her door and that I really need to talk. And she took a long time coming to the door. A long time. And I was just surprised because she normally come right outside, you know. When I stopped by her house because, you know, we was like really, really, really cool. So finally, she opens the door. And I told her that I had the kids in the car, but I really need to talk to her and something bad happened. And she was like, okay, come inside. And her husband came in the front room and he was like, don't you think it's kind of late to be having company? And I was kind of surprised because I had been to Sheila house even later. I had been to her house earlier and stayed later. Whenever I was leaving the store, whenever I closed up, whenever she was down there helping me out late, we was end up at her house. I was just surprised that he came and he was like, don't you think it's too late to be having company? I was just like surprised. And then he seemed kind of irritated by me. He didn't speak to me. I'm going to put some of this down here to hide my chin, y'all. I'm working on it, though. Spirit girl working on it. I'm working on that chin. It's like, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that right now. One day I'm going to work on it, y'all. I'm going to sweat it out. So, yeah. He was acting real bougie. I didn't know what was up. I asked her, I said, what's wrong with your husband? He mad with me or something? She was like, no, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Me and him was kind of getting into it about some things, and it don't have nothing to do with you, girl. That's what she told me. So I started telling her what happened between me and the landlord. And I was like, is there anything I can do to stop her from renting out the place since I started a business there and I didn't do anything to break my lease, you know? Can she like just put me out like that, you know, and rent to somebody else? So Sheila was telling me, fortunately, it's a contract. Like the landlord doesn't have to rent to me in a year and I don't have to rent from the landlord. It was nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. So Sheila was like, she's so sorry that this happened to me. And she was out telling me, she was like, well, is there anything that I can do? Is there anything? She was like, is there anything I can do as a friend? You know, I feel so bad that this happened to you. And I was just telling her, like, it's nothing that I was just hoping she knew something I can do since she worked at the city. She was, you know, she told me it was nothing I could do. So I told her, you know what, thanks anyway. And, you know, so she came down to the shop and she started helping me get some boxes. She started helping me pack and things like that. So then she told me that she liked it, a lot of my work, what she's going to do, she's going to buy a few things. She's going to collect some money from the people at her job, and she's going to buy some stuff from me, and maybe that can help me find another place. So, I was looking forward to that. So the following weekend,